just wish that car manufacturers in general would do more than just release an appearance package on a car. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a 2020 Dodge Challenger in the 50th anniversary package. Yes, this one is also a GT with the V6. Now I'm sure a lot of you are going to be wondering, well, what does this anniversary package buy me? Does it buy me more horsepower? Does it buy me more performance? And well, we'll get into that. Anyways, a huge shout out and thank you to the Dodge Ram here in Sandy for providing us with this Challenger. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description below. Definitely check them out if you're in the market for a Dodge Ram, Jeep, or Chrysler. Let's get into it. Under the hood of this 50th anniversary edition, we have a 3.6 liter naturally aspirated V6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 19 around town and then 30 on the highway, with power outputs being 305 horsepower and then 268 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 time of 6.3 seconds and a top speed of about 155 miles an hour, which I assume is electronically limited. Now up front here, you guys will notice that the roof and the hood just down below are both matte black. That is part of this 50th anniversary package. And then you have the Challenger 50 there on the side. You've got the GT logo on the front. You still got the little LED halo rings, front splitter, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, the biggest thing that you're going to notice difference-wise is just the hood and the roof being in that matte black. Everything else, I mean, just looks like a Challenger. Coming around the side here, we have 245mm tires on 20-inch rims in the front and in the back as well. In terms of these rims, these do come with the 50th anniversary package. I just feel like they look like regular Challenger rims. I'm not trying to be like super critical of this package. I'm just kind of noting what I see. But here is your full siding. You'll notice that the gas cap is blacked out, which I think always looks good on the Challengers, but yeah, that's all. Now here is the key fob for the Challenger 50th anniversary edition. All of the regular functions just like any other Challenger. Key looks the same. We'll do the remote start so you guys can hear the V6 that you've heard before. Ooh, kind of growling just a little bit. But press that again, then I'll shut it off, and then we will open the rear. Now coming into the rear of the Challenger, again, completely unchanged from any other Challenger. Notice though that you do get these custom floor mats with the 50th anniversary. They do say 50 on them, and then underneath here, again, nothing is changed. The thing that I really want to show you was the floor mats, but I still have to open the trunk and show it just for review's sake. And, well, yeah. You notice on the back, on the back deck lid, it is matte black. So you got the matte black on the back, on the roof, and on the hood, so it's all over. The spoiler does say Challenger 50. The Dodge logo is all blacked out. Still get the same LED lights, which I actually really like. Still get dual outlet exhaust. And again, the biggest thing that I'm really noticing that you can just like visually see other than the logos is just all of the matte black elements on the outside. You get that same keyless entry just like any other Challenger, and the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring, but just popping my hand right in there. This is where you will notice a couple more changes with this 50th anniversary package. So you do get custom stitching. I hope that the camera captures the color of the stitching. Hopefully I can get it. I'll try to get it on the inside as well so you guys can see exactly what the color is. Suede inserts right here, which is actually really nice. And then before we go over the front seats, well, I gotta show you guys the back. Now I've got the cup holder conveniently down there on the back so you guys can see what that looks like. Notice that these seats, the design on them, they've got that Alcantara in the center, but they've got like that custom kind of like rectangular design in the center that's part of the 50th anniversary, and then there is stitching all throughout, and maybe this will be a little bit better so you guys can kind of see the color of the stitching, because it is unique coloration on the stitching that comes with this. But there's the rear seats for you. Now coming over here to the front seat, again, it does say 50 right there at the top, and then you do have the adjustments on the seat. That part is manual just like any other Challenger. Pedals just like any other Challenger as well. I did forget to mention, again, you get that same rectangular design on the front seats as part of the package, and then all the same controls here. So like your light controls, power adjustment on the steering wheel, paddles on the back, radio controls on the back, all of that, well, it's the same. Now we're going to start it up, but I do want to show you guys a gauge cluster because it does have a custom animation. So when you start it up, it does say Challenger 50 for it. So I think that's cool that they gave you a custom graphic with this. Now here is the steering wheel in this GT 50th anniversary edition. You got the cruise control over on this side. On the other side, you have the controls for the little center stack, voice command controls just down below. Still get the paddle shifters on the back of the steering wheel with the rocker panels just behind those. I like the overall design and look of the steering wheel. And then again, this does have that stitching. So here's another kind of look, and I'm hoping that just one of these looks at the stitching gets the color through. I think this is pretty close close to what it actually looks like in real life. So yeah, now I can hopefully stop talking about the stitching. The observant viewer would notice that you do get custom gauges with this 50th anniversary edition, so for the RPMs and then for the speed on the other side. The center stack, though, again, is just like any other Challenger, still gives you all the bits of information on performance, fuel economy, all that kind of stuff, or you can have it be a little speedo, which I usually prefer. But yeah, other than the gauges looking different, everything else is the same. Now here is the center screen. I'm going to quickly show you guys the backup camera before we go over the rest of it. That is unchanged. Graphics on it are pretty good. Now, with the rest of the infotainment system, this is identical to any Challenger, so you're going to get the performance pages, you're going to get the performance control as well. It'll let you go through the drive modes, set up the different drive modes, set up the launch control, all of that. One thing that this does come with that's pretty neat is you do get heated and ventilated seats and a heated steering wheel as part of this 50th anniversary package. But other than that, the infotainment system's the same. This, though, does look a little bit different around the infotainment system. Just, yeah, looks different. Down here are all of the controls for like the radio, for example. This is just a little shortcut to that little performance control page. That's just a shortcut to the sport mode. You've got the parking sensors, stability control, dual zone climate here in this GT. This is the shifter for the 8-speed automatic. Again, you can manually shift with the little bump stick, so you guys can basically just go through the gears that way, or you can use the paddles, whichever you prefer. And again, that stitching is all throughout. You get leather trim all throughout, a couple of cup holders, and then opening up the center console, it is just like any other Challenger. Oh, sorry, it won't focus for some reason, but you get the little USBs and a 12 volts, and then finally, glove box. Nothing's changed there. Up here, black headliner, sunglass holder, light controls, nothing too crazy. Little sunroof as an option, universal garage door openers, and yeah, that's everything for the top. Now, before I show you guys the window sticker, I just want to mention that stitching's continued onto the dash, and then you get a Challenger 50 emblem right there on the vent as well, so your passenger knows you got a 50th anniversary edition. Now, you can see we've got 2020 Challenger 50th anniversary limited edition. You've got the exterior paint color, all of the standard equipment. Feel free to freeze the frame at any point. And then you guys can see how much the package is. Almost $5,000 for the package, and you can see everything that the package, oh, sorry, there you go. Everything the package consists of, and then all the other options this particular one has. Please guess what the MSRP is. Hopefully I didn't show it, but now that you've guessed what the MSRP is, there is your total MSRP, $41,170. Let's take this 50th anniversary out, see how she handles. Let's quickly go over visibility before we set off here in the 50th anniversary edition. Visibility over the hood is pretty cool. You get to see some matte black, and it's easy to see out of it. Is a longer hood, so just be aware of that. There's your visibility through both of the mirrors, and remember they do have the blind spot monitoring. And then here's visibility throughout the rear, which is the best for a muscle car. Well, that all being said though, let's set off. Setting off here in the 50th anniversary edition Challenger. And before I get into driving impressions, I guess I just want to talk about this package as a whole, since I've done the whole walk around. You guys have seen everything that's on this package. And I think it's cool that Dodge is doing this package, right? I think it's cool that they are celebrating, right, 50 years of everything. And again, I think that that's cool to celebrate that kind of stuff, but I just wish that car manufacturers in general would do more than just release an appearance package on a car for a special edition to commemorate a date, right? You have some like supercar manufacturers that'll literally release a completely new car model just to commemorate something that happens, right? They'll release a limited edition model. Now, I don't necessarily think that Dodge should release a limited edition model per se, but I think they should do more than just an appearance package. I think that what Dodge should do is maybe could be like the first time they release a new engine option, if they're thinking about doing some sort of engine option, or at least give some sort of like performance upgrade. Like, make this car something that's like legit, rather than, oh, we're gonna put some decals on it and we're gonna put some badges on it and we're gonna make the hood black. Like, don't get me wrong, that all looks cool. But I think that should just be part of the package, and that shouldn't be the package. Hopefully that makes sense. But now that all of that is over, in terms of how this drives just like any other Challenger in terms of the handling and all that. Now, since this one is the GT package with the V6, obviously it's going to be on the lower end of things in terms of power, acceleration, and also actually on handling, right? This is going to have the regular suspension and all of that stuff. And so just because this is kind of like your entry level doesn't mean it's like a bad car per se. It's still a very comfortable car to drive. It's still a GT car at the end of the day. And so again, you're not really losing a whole lot by going for this. Now, in normal fashion, we are going to get our acceleration here, and pretty good. Now I will put it in the manual mode for just a moment so we can see how the shifts are. Yep, the 8-speed's really quick, just like all the other Challengers I've driven. So just because you have some decals on the hood doesn't mean that the transmission is going to shift any differently. But yeah, I mean, it's still solid just like any other Challenger with the V6. I do recommend the V8 if you got the money to throw at it, because this V6 is cool. But I think the only reason why it makes sense to get the V6 is if you're going for the all-wheel drive package. If you're not, then get a Hemi at least. That's just my recommendation. And this will lead me into summing things up in this package. Now, I kind of just mentioned like my overall feelings about this package. Ultimately, it's just a regular Challenger with some exterior aesthetics. And I kind of just told you guys, like, I wish that they would do more. And I guess that'll lead me into what I think about this package. I think this package is cool. I don't think it's $5,000 cool though. $5,000 is a lot of money for this. And for me, just to wrap the hood and the roof and the back in that same matte black coloration, I mean, I'd probably be like a few $100, maybe like $600, maybe $700, just depends, right, on the place I get wrapped from. And so then I would only be missing the decals at that point, but to a regular person, they'd see it and they go, oh wow, that looks exactly like the 50th anniversary edition. So I just, again, I think that Dodge should do something else to differentiate it, and I think it's a cool package. I don't think it's $5,000 cool. So definitely let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. There we have it, everyone. The all-new 2020 Dodge Challenger GT 50th Anniversary Edition. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Dodge Ram here in Sandy for providing us with this Challenger. Check out the inventory in the link below. I will see all of you in that next video.